Hello and welcome to Insight, the Greater Cleveland Partnership feature that focuses upon areas of importance to the Greater Cleveland business community. I'm Steve Lutner, and joining me today is Marty McCann, Vice President for State and Local Government Affairs at the Greater Cleveland Partnership. Hi, Marty.
Hi, Steve.
Marty, today you and I are going to talk about the most important of issues, arguably, education, specifically education in the city of Cleveland. We're going to be talking about the Cleveland Plan, which is designed to transform public education in the city of Cleveland. Now, the Greater Cleveland Partnership was important in the implementation of this. Can you just give us a little bit of background about how this came to be and what it is?
Greater Cleveland Partnership worked with Mayor Jackson, Superintendent Eric Gordon, the Cleveland Teachers Union, the philanthropic community, and others to craft the Cleveland Plan in early 2012, which really was a transformational plan aimed at really addressing some personnel issues and some charter quality issues and other types of challenges within the school district to really change them from a 20th century education district to a 21st century school district. So we made, with Mayor Jackson and others, these recommendations a couple of years ago, and out of that it necessitated a couple of changes in state law that we made in mid-2012 to really enable that plan to be successful.
So specifically, what's driving you to revisit this today?
So the Cleveland Transformation Alliance was created out of this law a couple of years ago, and they have an assortment of responsibilities, but one of them is to really be a lens on quality and the ability of a charter school to be successful in the city of Cleveland, to really look at whether they're going to be successful in educating our kids, and to provide recommendations to the Ohio Department of Education as those schools are being started. And as we took a look at this, some of that authority has been slightly watered down over the course of the past couple of years in state law, and we needed to bolster that back up. So we've provided a short list of recommendations to state leaders to really bolster the authority of the Cleveland Transformation Alliance and make sure that it lives up to the expectation that we had 2 years ago when we signed, when Governor Kasich signed House Bill 525 into law.
These modifications that you're currently seeking through the Ohio legislature would help ensure oversight, and also would it also block poorly performing charter schools from taking root in Cleveland?
That's the goal. There are several groups of sponsors of charter schools in this area, and we're trying to make sure that those sponsors need to go through a review process at the Cleveland Transformation Alliance so that that this lens on quality really works. So we've come to learn that a small number of groups can evade that responsibility or that authority, and so we're trying to make sure that this process that was set up, that those groups have to come through the alliance.
Now, this is of the moment. It's happening now. What's the status of this in the legislature?
There are several pieces of legislation moving this week and last week in the General Assembly, one of which is a mid-biennium review, a MBR bill as they're commonly called, and it is for K-12 education. And in that bill, we push these provisions, these changes that we're hoping for. We pushed them on the House side, and the House put in language that really didn't meet the expectation that we were hoping for, and really in some ways maybe watered down the authority even more. They passed their bill several weeks ago. The Senate passed a different bill with the provisions as we hoped they would be drafted and more closely mirroring what we had wanted. So the House and Senate are right now resolving the differences between those two pieces of legislation in a conference committee, and we're hopeful in the next couple of days we'll learn the results and really hope that the state leaders follow the Senate plan.
You know, it's a few things more important, like I said, than public education, especially in the city of Cleveland. So Greater Cleveland Partnership is going to continue to monitor this. Thanks very much, Marty.
Thank you, Steve.
And thanks for watching Insight. In the weeks and months ahead, we'll examine even more issues of importance to the Greater Cleveland business community.